Hello everyone. In the last lecture, we have seen the concept of block floating point number representation and we have solved a problem for the same. Continuing further, in this class, let us try to understand the remaining two concepts in this module, that is dynamic range and precision and sources of errors in DSP implementation. We are left out with these two concepts, that is dynamic range and precision and sources of errors in DSP implementation. Now let us first discuss with the first concept, that is the dynamic range and precision. Later on we can discuss the sources of errors in DSP implementation. Now let us try to define the term dynamic range. The dynamic range is the ratio of the maximum value to the minimum value of a signal that it can take in a given number representation. It is just a ratio of maximum value to the minimum value of a signal that it can take in any given number representation. In any given representation means either in fixed point format or in floating point format with respect to the precision of the number. The precision may be single precision or may be double precision. I will write the definition statement for the same. It is the ratio of maximum value to the minimum value of a signal that it can take in a given number representation. This given number representation may be fixed point or floating point format. Either you can represent the dynamic range in fixed point notation or in floating point notation. And further, this dynamic range is directly proportional to the number of bits used to represent the signal. Second point, dynamic range is proportional to the number of bits used to represent this signal. That means higher the number of bits you are going to use, higher the dynamic range you are going to get. And it also indicates that dynamic range is going to increase by 6 dB for every additional bit. Dynamic range increases by 6 dB for every additional bit used. represent the signal. These are the 3 points. Let us summarize once. It is the ratio of maximum value to the minimum value of the signal that it can take in a given number representation, either in floating point or in fixed point. And this dynamic range is proportional to the number of bits used to represent the signal. And this dynamic range is going to increase by factor of 6 dB for every additional bit used to represent the signal. The number of bits used to represent the signal which is going to determine the resolution and precision of a signal. The number of bits used to represent the signal which also determines resolution and precision of the signal. That means the information, that is number of bits we are going to use, which is also determining the 2 factors, that is resolution and precision involved with respect to the signal. Now let us try to understand the term resolution. The resolution can be defined as the minimum value of a signal that can be represented in any given number representation, that is either in fixed point or in floating point. In order to understand this concept, I am going to give an example of the weighing machines. Let us consider we are going to weigh 2 types of weight. One with respect to the truck weight, that is on the weigh scale, weigh bridge, and another weight we are going to measure is gold. If you go to the goldsmith shop, there the measuring instrument is different and the truck measuring instrument is different with respect to the weigh bridge. The difference is that in goldsmith shop the resolution plays a vital role. With respect to the resolution considered in the weigh bridge is not up to a greater extent. How? Because as we all know that gold is very costly, that in that aspect each and every milligram also counts. If the shopkeeper is maintaining a instrument that is going to measure even a single milligram also, then it is advantage from the customer side also. Then he can calculate the amount to particular weightage. Then there will be no question of loss associated with respect to the customer or the shopkeeper. The same cannot be implied with respect to the weigh bridge. There smaller weightage will not going to matter to a greater extent. There the resolution can be compromised. There the resolution will be not up to a greater extent. That means the resolution is the minimum value of a signal that can be represented in any of the given format. That means we are interested in looking the value, that too which type of value? The minimum value that is going to be measured with respect to the content of a signal. With that I can state the resolution is the minimum value of a signal that it can be represented in any given number representation. And this resolution is given by the formula R is equal to 1 upon 2 to the power n. This capital N is for large values of n. And this resolution is not always represented in terms of number of bits always, but sometimes this resolution is also expressed in terms of percentage. Resolution is also expressed in terms of percentage also, apart from number of bits used. If you want to represent the resolution in terms of percentage, then this factor R is equal to 1 upon 2 power n has to be multiplied by 100 into 100. Then this gives the resolution in terms of percentage. Okay. After knowing the concept of resolution with respect to the dynamic range, next let us try to understand the concept of precision associated with respect to the dynamic range in DSP implementation. The precision is an issue related to the speed of DSP implementation. Mainly, this precision is an issue related to the speed of DSP implementation. That means there is some relation between the precision and speed. Precision and speed are related to each other. In what aspect? Let us try to understand with respect to an example. However, we know that larger word size will improve what? Will improve the precision. That means if we have sufficient number of data with respect to the memory, then the number of bits will be more. If we have sufficient number of bits, then we can store the data very precisely. But on the other hand, we are going to see the effect of speed with respect to the precision. Improve the term, the larger word size will improve the precision. At the same time, it poses a problem with speed of the processor. Here I have written speed of DSP implementation. Here we have written speed of the processor. That means this DSP implementation is going to take on the processor. In order to explain this, I will take an example. Let us consider we are having a 32-bit product. By using a 16 cross 16 multiplication. See here, we are having a 32-bit product How this product has achieved? By the implementation of a 16 cross 16 bit multiplication. With this, I can say that we have got the product as 32 bit, but at the same time, this product 32 bit is going to store with respect to 2 memory access. That means in order to access this result, 32 bit result, we need 2 memory access. This result is not going to get in a single memory access. Why we are required 2 memory access? The answer is very simple, because we are having the capacity of a 16 cross 16 bit multiplication. That means here this 16 refers to what? Width of the data bus. Width of the bus. By having a 16 bit bus, can we expect a 32 bit product to be accessed in a single memory cycle? No. We need one more memory access extra. That means this is an issue with respect to the speed of the processor, especially with the bus, if the bus width is limited. Bus width is limited. Then, for example, let us take an example of product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are going to get a product which is of 32 bit. This is a 16 bit data. This is also a 16 bit data. 16 bit data, 16 multiplied by another 16 bit data gives a product that is 32 bit. The maximum product width is, if n bit, I will write here, if an n bit into n bit multiplication is done, then the product is maximum 2n times. Here it is 16 bit, 2 into 16, that is equal to 32 bit. That means here in this case, what we are going to see, I will draw the board and I will continue the same in the above. This first part, what we have got here is lower world, and the second part, what you have got here is higher world. First memory access, because we are having only 16 bit bus width, then the lower world result, it can be XXX, that will come into picture. Then in second memory access, we are going to get the higher world result. It is XXX. Like this, we are going to obtain the result. This result, 32-bit result, that is product which is going to be obtained, will not be available in a single memory cycle. This result will be able to access with respect to one more additional memory access. That too with respect to the bus width is, if the bus width is limited. If the bus width is limited, then the speed decreases. And I will also give one more example how the speed and the width are related to each other. Speed and bus width. Let us consider an example. I am having a bike of capacity 1000 cc. Okay, that is the capacity of the engine. Okay, and at the same time, the bike which is going to be taken on the road, the width of the road is only 1 meter. Bike capacity is 1000 cc, but road width is just 1 meter. With this 1 meter width, even though I am having a larger capacity bike, to what extent I can ride the bike speed? With a greater amount of speed I can ride? No, it is not possible. Why? Even though I am having a greater capacity of bike, I am not able to ride the bike more than 10 km per hour or 20 km per hour. Why? What is the reason? The reason is the width of the road is not sufficient. With given 1 meter is not sufficient. If you increase this width of the road to 10 meters, then width is sufficient. I can ride the bike to a greater speed. If that means if the width is less, the speed is also less. This example illustrates the concept of the precision, involvement of precision, that is going to improve the word size, but at the same time it is going to decrease the speed of the processor. Now let us solve some problem associated with respect to the calculation of the dynamic range given with respect to the number of bits and particular number representation format. This is the problem. The problem statement is calculate the dynamic range and precision for the following number representation format. Here we are supposed to calculate the dynamic range and precision for the given number representation. The given problem is, first one is 24-bit single precision fixed point format. From this, what is the information we are going to get? The number of bits used is 24 bits. Okay, that is n. N is given 24 bits. Okay, then the precision is single precision. The single precision means what? At a time we can get the result of 24 bits. No question of partitioning the result. That means the memory required is one memory access. And type of the number representation format used is fixed point. That means within 24 bits only you are going to get the result. But now the question here is, we are supposed to calculate the dynamic range and also percentage. The same with respect to the resolution percentage. Resolution percentage. Since we know that the formula to find the dynamic range is going to increase by a factor of 6 dB for every additional bit used. Here we are using 24 bits. 24 bits means 24 into 6. This is the dynamic range. And the resolution is given by R is equal to 1 upon 2 power n. In terms of percentage, we have to multiply by 100. Then I can write 1 upon 2 power 24. That gives 5.960 into 10 to the power minus 8. 5.96 into 10 to the power minus 8 is the resolution. This is the smallest value that can be measured of a given signal, which is represented in terms of 24 bits. That too with respect to the single precision. By increasing the number of bits, we are going to get a better resolution. In the second problem, it is given as 48-bit double precision fixed point format. From 24, we are taking 48. That means 2 times of the previous problem, that is That means that indicates the precision is double precision, not single precision. And here also we are following the same format, that is fixed point format. There is the dynamic range. dr is equal to number of bits 48 into 6. That also in that case, sorry, in the previous case we have got 144. We can write here 288 dB. This is the dynamic range, and percentage resolution 1 upon 2 power 48 into 100. Sorry, in the previous case we have not multiplied by 100. Then if you multiply this value by 100, then we are going to get 5.960 into 10 to the power minus 6. Let us calculate the percentage resolution in this case, that is 1 upon 2 to the power 48 into 100, that is 3.5527 into 10 to the power minus 13. Now let us compare the resolution in the two cases. In the case 2, that is for 48 bit, the resolution is more, that is into 10 to the power minus 13. Very, very small value can be measured. This with respect to the 10 to the power minus 6. The resolution is better in case of B example compared to the resolution in case A example because of more number of bits associated in the case. Next problem. In this case, in the next example, it says a floating point format with a 16-bit mantissa and an 8-bit exponent. In floating point, we have actually we are going to have three fields. One is sign, mantissa and exponent. Here, the information with respect to the sign is not given. The information is given with respect to only the two fields, that is the mantissa field and exponent field. In this case, we are going to calculate the dynamic range separately for exponent field, and we are going to calculate the resolution percentage by considering the mantissa part. With that, I can write, first let us try to calculate the dynamic range. The dynamic range with respect to 8-bit exponent is given by 2 power n minus 1 into 6 dB. With that, I can write 2 power n 8, that gives you 256. 256 minus 1, 255 into 6 gives 1530 dB. The dynamic range is 1530 dB. After calculating the dynamic range, now let us calculate the percentage resolution associated with the 16-bit mantissa. As we all know that R is equal to 1 upon 2 power n, I can write 1 upon 2 power 16 into 100. That gives a value of 1.525 into 10 to the power minus 3. That gives 1.525 into 10 to the power minus 3%. Like this, we are going to calculate the dynamic range and the percentage resolution with respect to the given information. Here you have to take care that if it is the question is with respect to the fixed point, then both the dynamic range and percentage resolution is calculated with the same information, whether it is 24, 32 or with respect to same data. If it is expressed in terms of floating point, then the dynamic range will be calculated with respect to exponent value, and the resolution is calculated on the basis of mantissa, the number of bits associated with mantissa field. Here the number of bits associated with exponent, here the number of bits associated with mantissa field. After the problem, next we are left with the last part of the module 1, that is sources of errors in DSP computation. Sources of errors in DSP implementation. During the process, we may undergo several types of errors. That errors are, with respect to the DSP implementation, are three types of errors. The first one is the source may be with respect to the A to D conversion errors. Then DSP computational errors. And at the last, it may be D to A conversion errors. In order to understand this, let us recall our first lecture. In the first lecture, we have seen a simple block diagram of a DSP implementation. That simple block diagram involves what? The analog backend followed by DSP, analog backend, then analog front end. Here in the analog front end, we are using anti-aliasing filter, sample and hold circuit, and A to D conversion. Here D digital at the input and analog at the output, in between digital for the purpose of processor. Here in A to D conversion, while converting an analog signal to a digital signal, we may get an error with respect to the amplitude variation errors. For example, this value amplitude 0 and this is 5 volts. If you have sampled at this instant of time, instead of reading this value as 1, we may read the value as 1.1 or 1.12. Then the difference 0.12 will going to matter at the processing area, that is with respect to the computational part. In this second type, there what we are going to express this additional, instead of reading 1.0, if you read it as 1.12 with respect to the multiplication process, then what happens? The multiplication bus width, the address bus or the data bus width is going to matter. As I said already, n into n gives, n into n requires 2n product. Due to this excess information, treated excess, then the width required is more. The product, in order to store the product, we are going to require more number of bits. Or with respect to the addition, for example, n plus n. If you are performing addition of n bit plus n bit, then the number of bits required here is n plus 1. N plus 1 number of bits. Why n plus 1 number of bits is required? Because sometimes we encounter with carry. Carry is 1 bit information. In order to store that extra 1 bit information, we are going to require n plus 1 bit. If you don't provide this additional information bit, that is guard bits is not provided, then we lose the accuracy in the result. And after the DSP computational part, what we are going to do after computation, the digital processing has completed. Now we are interested in reconstruction. With reconstruction, what we are going to perform? D to A conversion. That means with respect to the digital to analog conversion, at that time, if you read this 1.12, this is the amplitude level, and if you get slightly more than this or slightly less than the desired amplitude level, then our output waveform will not be very much similar to the input waveform at the input side. This is the reason, or in sometimes we may suffer with respect to the improper output at the output side. If you take care with respect to the errors, then we are going to improve the result to a greater extent. So, after discussing the concepts of the sources of errors, this completes the module 1 in this course. Thank you.